Hello, by now most of my regular viewers should know that I recently bought the Flat Earth Sun, Moon, and Zodiac Clock app. And I thought I was going to test the various parts of that application. And I thought I was going to focus on the sun in this video. I've done the moon, and I've looked at some of the other peripheral features around the outside of the app, but I wanted to look at how the sun is represented on this app in this video. And one of the main things that is pretty evident when you look at it is that the sun is always drawn over the hour hand, and it's pretty much there regardless of the season. We know that in reality the sun follows a figure-8 pattern with one loop larger than the other. That's the sun's analemma. And as it turns out, the sun is leading the average position sometime in early November. And near the end of January, the sun has gone from here to here and is starting to speed back up again to get back to that normal average position in the sky. So we know that that happens. The first thing that I wanted to do was I wanted to see if that was something that David Weiss took into account when he rendered where the sun is over what he claims is the flat Earth map. So what I did was I loaded a sample frame for the appropriate time. So this would be January 27th of next year. And I got my own app to render an overlay of this clock feature that would mirror what he is trying to represent. And if you pay close attention to everything that is being shown, this is the hour hand. This other white line that you see here is the minute hand. And this yellow line is the line that points in the direction of the sun. So we're looking at this angle difference between where the hour hand needle should be and where the sun should be. I've also rotated his app to line up his hour hand with mine exactly. And as you can see, that is where my hour hand needle is, and his is right in the middle right there. Now right here we can tell there's a big problem because he's got his rendered on the needle itself but slightly off to the side. And I've added a few extra layers to make this a little bit easier to see. So I've constructed a layer that doesn't have the sun at all, so you can kind of see the hour hand more easily. And I've also added another layer that shows where the sun should be if he was to take the analemma into account. So right here for January, you can see that the sun is not where it should be. And I've also done another one for November. So this one would be November 7th. There's my overlay. So you can see that the hour hand needle lines up again. And here you've got the analemma, which is leading the hour hand needle by that angle there. And if I were to take away where he drew the sun and draw the sun where it should be, you can see that he's not drawing it where it should be. So as far as I'm concerned, he doesn't take the sun's seasonal right ascension details into account at all. He just drops the sun right over the hour hand needle. I'd also like to point out that it's not even on the hour hand itself, that it's slightly shifted off to the one side, but that's kind of nitpicking a little bit. And so that's the first thing that I tested. The second thing that I tested was how does he represent the sun's position from one tropic to the other. So if you pay really close attention, you can see that the sun is supposed to be over here on July 5th. He's got the sun probably around 15 degrees latitude north. And if I jump ahead a day at a time, if you look very closely, you can see that on a daily basis, it will slowly, ever so slowly, move from this tropic to this tropic. So he is using some kind of algorithm to randomly place the sun somewhere between these two tropics. But I've also noticed that as the sun creeps ahead a little bit, somewhere between the 21st and the 23rd of any given month, he seems to jump ahead quite a bit more. So if you look closely, this is July 21st. Jump ahead a day, July 22nd, it's in the same spot. If I jump ahead to the 23rd, you can see that it jumped significantly from this position to this position. And then July 24th, it stayed more or less in the same location. So it seems that whatever algorithm he's using will attempt to move the position of the sun from one tropic to the other incrementally each day, but then it seems that somewhere around the 20th or the 23rd of every month, there seems to be something else that the application realizes I didn't go far enough, and then it makes a massive leap to the next position, presumably where it should be on that day for that month. Then I've also noticed a few other inconsistencies with the way he represents it. Here's July 21st, for example. You can see that the sun is outside of the Tropic of Capricorn. He's got the sun rendered too far south. There's December 22nd, and then December 23rd is the shortest day in the northern hemisphere, and then he realizes, oh, I've got to put the sun back on the Tropic of Capricorn. December 24th is about the same position, but I think he's slowly starting to creep back towards the Tropic of Cancer. And I found a few more oddities. For example, on January 18th, it's over here. Then he jumps ahead that much on January 19th. January 20th, he jumps back to the previous position. January 21st is the same position close to the Tropic of Capricorn. January 22nd, and then January 23rd, he jumps back again this much. So he's over here, he jumps to the north, jumps back to the south, stays at the south, stays at the south, jumps back north again. I saw another anomaly on March 9th, it's over here. March 10th, it jumps back that much. March 11th, it jumps forward again. Then there's June 28th. On June 21st, it should have been over here. June 28th, it already jumped ahead. June 29th, it jumped backwards. Then it stayed backwards on June 30th. And on July 1st, it jumps forward again. I haven't bothered trying to figure out what the rhyme or reason is why he represents the position between the two tropics like that, but I've definitely seen enough oddities like this to say that whatever algorithm he's using hardly qualifies as something that matches what we can observe. What I'm going to do at this point is I'm going to play several animations. I'm going to play an animation of just his app, fairly slowly so that you can see how the sun moves every day and pay attention to the shadow lines. That'll probably be for another video. After that, I'm going to play an animation of my clock app rendition. And then finally, I'm going to play a video again showing mine overlaid on top of his. So that's going to be it for now. Thank you for watching. If you like the video, I would appreciate the thumbs up, the subscribe, comment below, all that other good YouTube stuff. And with that, I'm going to see you again in another video soon enough. So bye for now.